YouTube. Thank you to all of the subscribers who've been tuning in. As I've been promising, we were going to come with more content here on my channel, Kahunaveli TV. We've been making a lot of changes, getting ready to, expand the content that we have to present to you guys. So, as you notice, I have a familiar face here, my wife, Nefertari, and she's a very special guest on the first episode of Cooking with Kahunaveli, featuring Nefertari. All right, so here we have a very special treat. You want to tell them what the treat is? Yeah, speak louder so they can hear you.
It's just like tres leche cake.
All right, so tres leche cake. All right, so what that is, it's our take on a tres leche cake, and we're actually doing it in a budget-friendly way. Yeah, he's gonna speak it, and he's changing the direction of the camera. All right, so what that is it's basically a cake where you take 3 different milks or milk products, and you soak the cake in it. So our version, and it's the quicker version, that way you're not up all day. Basically, 1 second. Having some technical difficulties because our son is moving the camera. Okay. Actually, all right. We're having some technical difficulties because our son moved the camera. So, basically, with our take, it's going to be a budget-friendly and faster version of a tres leche cake because there's a lot that goes into it. You got to bake the cake, you got to soak the cake, and there's a lot of ingredients and whatnot involved. Okay, so obviously this is the first episode of Cooking with Kahunaveli featuring Nefertari. So we're gonna have a few blooper reels, a few mistakes that are made. Also in the comment section, let us know how the audio is. We're talking to you guys via Bluetooth with the Galaxy Buds 2. We're not sponsored. Okay? Alright. So, again, this is the first ever episode. Pretty soon, this background that you see behind us, you won't see anymore. Maybe for the next couple episodes you might, because we're preparing our video / audio / interviewing studio. And basically, we're getting that ready. So, in this version, it's quicker. You could cook dinner after making this, put this, make it, a few hours earlier, and then get it ready. So, all right, so you want to show them the ingredients? Right. This is an Entenmann's pound cake, okay? If you have a completely plain one, that would probably work best, but this is all butter, okay? We're not sponsored by Entenmann's, but please do. Also, as you guys can see, I've gained a bit of weight. I will be working out and doing workout videos. All right. All right. Next ingredient. Cream cheese, okay? I know it sounds weird, but listen. The way we mix this in is gonna be fucking delicious, all right? All right, cream cheese, all right. Next ingredient, baby. All right? Is this Carnation brand? No, it's not. This is Borden Eagle brand, not Carnation, but this is condensed milk, all right? Which is sweetened condensed milk, so it's sweet. The way that's one of the main milks that you put in tres leche cake, all right? All right, so now Carnation evaporated milk, all right? It's more watery than it says evaporated. It's not fucking powder. I thought it was. It's not. It's thinner than the sweetened condensed milk, but it's necessary for tres leche cake, all right? Organic almond milk.
Because somebody's allergic to.
I don't need the tummy problems, and organic almond milk, Kirkland brand. All right. All right. We're not sponsored by any of these brands. Just let y'all know, y'all can use whatever brand you want, but this is what we picked up. Okay. So we got Diamond brand, diced, sliced almonds. All right. Trust me, the way we add is gonna make it delicious. All right.
Goya lily fingers.
Goya lady fingers. All right.
Lily fingers.
We're gonna use this as a base because it's gonna get real fucking wet in here, and yeah, these gonna soak up some of that moisture. The way we do it, it'll fuse with the cake a little bit, so it's gonna be dope. All right. 10 pans. All right. Brand not necessary. You can use any fucking 10 pans you want. We're using these little ones because we made salmon for dinner last night, and it was awesome. All right, so we're gonna use that. All right. Shit. You're gonna need this for our version of tres leches cake because it's non-bake. All right, so we've got wax paper. All right. Obviously, if you've ever baked anything or used wax paper for anything, it usually keeps shit from sticking together without having to spray oils and shit. All right. The brands of these doesn't matter, but we're just gonna tell you what it is.
Pure lemon extract.
Pure vanilla.
Pure
Extract.
vanilla extract. Sorry,
Okay.
don't put lemon.
Pure almond extract.
Almond cream.
All right. You can use any brand you want.
Pure almond extract.
Okay. So, all right. Whipped cream. You can use any store brand, name brand you want. I don't really think it matters. Well, it's up to you. If you notice a difference, let us know in the comment section. Also, quick announcement. Hit the Cash App. All right. It might not be in the link by the time you see this video in the description below. By the time you see this video, but I will try to make sure it's there so it's ease of access to donate. You have no excuses for those of you lazy motherfuckers. Definitely hit the Cash App. So, with that being said, the Cash App is Kahunaveli 1. KAHUNAVELI 1. Kahunaveli 1. Right? You're gonna need a knife. Make sure it's clean. Make sure your hands are clean. I already pre-cleaned my hands. All right.
A spoon.
A spoon. A couple bowls.
Cutting board.
All right. Bowls. All right. And more pound cake and then spray whipped cream. All right. All right. So first thing is you're going to open a pound cake. Open a pound cake, baby. A lovely co-host. While she's doing that, I'm going to prep some of these wax sheets inside a pan. Why? Because it's going to get wet, and I don't want to basically make it hard to get the cake out because the cake's going to be more fragile. But in an ideal situation, and these cakes are getting more and more beat up, so lumped up like somebody was in there boxing, like Mike Tyson was putting the blows on. All right. So we're gonna talk and have a conversation while we're cooking and all that. But wax paper, okay? In order to keep it from sticking, put the shiny side up, like the glossier side up inside the damn pan. Make sure you make the sheet a little bigger than the pan. That way you have something to lift it out of the pan with because it's gonna be more fragile. What you're gonna do after you make the cake is put it in the freezer so everything tightens back up and binds back up and gets nice and cold. All right. Yeah, start stripping it butt naked. Oh, you need a cutting board too, and I should pick that over and cut straight on the table, huh? Yeah, cutting board. Oh, my wife said it. See, I wasn't paying attention, y'all. All right. Yeah, you're gonna hear crying in the background because our children are very spoiled, and for the most part, whenever they see food, it goes in their mouth pretty much. They eat all the time. Oh, these are individually wrapped. Okay, Goya. Okay. Well, like the sleeve.
Okay.
Alright. So this is unsanitary, but I'm gonna do it anyway because I'm from the hood.
No, you're not.
No, I'm not. Okay. Alright. So baby. I know that we've been seeing a lot of different things on YouTube lately. One of those things it's been a major thing on YouTube. It's still kind of major, especially back, a year or two ago, a few months ago. I know you've heard of YouTube sensation Hassan Campbell. Mm-hmm. I know you've heard of Africa Bambaataa. Anyone who's known about hip hop or rap, well, hip hop really, knows about Africa Bambaataa. He's accredited with being the godfather of hip hop. Right? And I know you heard about their situation. Right? I know while we're cooking, this is not something you guys want to think about, but it's one of the biggest things on YouTube right now. One of the biggest things, and in the world today, it's one of the biggest scandals where people we consider legends in the entertainment industry are physically, sexually, emotionally abusing people and victimizing people for their own sexual deviant pleasure, right? So, you know, I know you guys heard about surviving R. Kelly, the whole R. Kelly scandal. There was Russell Simmons. Actually, I don't know if you heard, he had a sex scandal going on. Russell Simmons. Yeah, Russell Simmons, the Run DMC's brother. So Rev Run's brother, the one that was running Def Jam. All right, so he has a whole sex scandal thing going on. Maybe it'll be easier if we fold this a little bit. It already has creases in it. All right, so advice: fold the paper a little bit so it has creases in it. So when you put the cookies down, the lady finger, fold it like that, fold it like that, fold it like that, and then unfold it and put it in there so that the creases are there. All right. Shit, actually fold the other way so the shiny side has to go. I fucked up already. See? Look. This is the first video. All right. So Russell Simmons had a whole scandal. I didn't look into that one like that. There's been too many going on. We had the Harvey Weinsteins of the world. We have all these sick fuckers in the entertainment industry. All right. And it sickens me. It fucks me up. It hurts me deep inside when it's someone of the, black community, neuromelanated community. But one of the most, because we're here on YouTube, one of the biggest scandals is Africa Bambaataa victimizing, in a predatory fashion, a pederast fashion of Hassan Campbell, and I don't know if you heard of him, but B Stinger.
B Stinger.
All right, B Stinger. Oh, you got a little sweat right here.
No, it's a tear because
you're crying. She's crying for Hassan Campbell. Shout out to Haas, turning his pain into a career and changing his life around and doing good and being a father. See, that's what we're all about here on Kahunaveli TV. Family, growth, and just doing better. With that being said, though,
it's a gift.
the waxy side. Alright, so I'm gonna put it in there. Hopefully it fits in there. No, the other way. Waxy side up. Yeah, so it should kind of stick. Once you start adding the other stuff in. So while my guest is going there, I'm gonna let you guys know what's going on. She knows who B Stinger is, but what brought me back into being interested in this subject is B Stinger has, as of late, been disrespecting Hassan Campbell, beefing with him, and he's a fellow victim. So I'm not understanding why he would do such a thing, whether he believes he's a victim or not. So line that with one layer of lady fingers. Right. Now, when you first start this, it's not going to be the most beautiful thing. You're going to need the weight of the ingredients to basically weigh down the paper, because the paper is obviously going to be bigger than the pan. You know what I mean? But we're going to make it work. All right? We're going to make it work. All right. You're going to need at least like 2 more. All right. So, B Stinger is another victim of Africa Bambaatas. When listening to him, you might notice there's a slight learning disability, okay, going on. But as I noticed while watching videos by this man, okay, so this is what this looks like. All right, I don't know if you guys can see. So you see the lady fingers, you see the paper inside the pan. Great. All right. I noticed that basically we're gonna take this pound cake and I'm gonna make some slices. Okay, so alright. So make sure you're nice and loud for the audience. Okay, so about a half an inch, quarter of an inch thick, right? All right. So first, we're gonna make the mixture that's gonna sit between these to bind everything together. So first, you're gonna take some cream cheese. Huh? For this, we can use a Red Bull. All right. All right. So basically, right now, there's a whole thing with the Zulu Nation and Hassan Campbell. I think he's moved past it a little bit, but this whole fucking thing going on. All right, beef because he exposed Africa being bothered. Ronald Savage, also known as Beef Stinger, he's basically reneged on everything that he, spoke about being a victim, how much he hates Bambaataa, all this other extra shit. And now he's dissing Hassan Campbell. I think he's clout chasing. All of a sudden he's got a YouTube channel and every fucking episode is about Hassan Campbell. What do you think about what's been going on in the entertainment industry with the whole sex trafficking, Pizzagate scandals, disappearances of children?
It's being taken too lightly.
Oh, you gotta speak up louder so they can hear you.
I said it's being taken too lightly. I
Okay.
feel.
Why do you think that's?
Because well, mostly, I feel like it's like, okay, yeah, mostly the black culture, but then on top of that, it's like they explain what's the real meaning of why majority of the people that's missing is
Kidnapped?
not only, but is other specific.
Well, there's rumors that the elites, right, which is like the super wealthy, the 1%, that they put fear into these children. Okay, put the whole thing in. That they put fear into these children because there's a chemical in your brain called adrenochrome that comes up in your brain and in your blood. It comes out of your brain and it enters your blood. And all measurements are to your liking. All right, listen, we're from the hood. We don't measure shit. All right.
Who measures when you're baking?
All right. So we're gonna use for almond extract. All right, and this. So they take the adrenochrome and it's supposed to be somewhat like a eternal youth serum. Okay, so like mix that in. Mix that up. So you're gonna mix the cream cheese, whipped cream, and some almond extract. Okay. Mix that up real good.
Oh my god.
Smells amazing, doesn't it? Alright. So while my wife is mixing that, I'm gonna actually mix the cream mixture. Alright. Huh? So we can add a little bit of the condensed milk to add some of that flavor that comes from that. Well, that shit's thick. So take this condensed milk. Alright. Take the condensed milk. Ooh. It's like frosting. No, I didn't. It was inside. So that's why. So they're trying to find eternal life and eternal youth. Alright? Alright, so we're going to take this evaporated milk now.
It seems to me, I like to soften.
But we need it to be nice and thick once it all mixes together. Because when it goes in the refrigerator, it's going to harden back up. Oh, go ahead, baby. You gotta speak louder too.
Because I put when I make the bean dip.
Louder.
I said when I make the bean dip,
Just you'll be heard everything.
it works better when I use softened cream cheese because it melts better.
Let me go grab a spoon. I'm still listening. Go ahead. You gotta speak loud so we can hear you together.
I said softened cream. I mostly like when I'm baking or making like bean dip.
Yep.
To use softened cream cheese.
Softened. Okay.
Because it works better.
It mixes in easier.
Yeah.
But nothing easy is ever perfect, you know. So. All right. So my thing is, what is? Okay. Sorry, people. Technical difficulties once again. Blame it on alcohol. There is none. Oh, so I've also marked this video for not appropriate for children. The reason why is because you can add rum or alcohol to this recipe. Alright, so mix the condensed milk with the other milk. Nice and sweet. Now condensed milk is super sweet. Sweetened condensed milk is super sweet. You don't need to add sugar. Okay. Now to the milk mixture. Make sure it's all the way combined. And to that you can add some of the chopped up limes. See. The reason why you want to mix that all the way combined. Hold on a second. Sit. Vanilla. Right? That's all that makes all the cream cheese, but you don't want to bite of savoriness from the cream cheese. Right. So, take the orange that's splitting off and take the pinky. Alright, so the cream mix you're going to add vanilla. So you have the amaretto or almond flavor in the thick cream, so the binder, and to the part that's going to be going on the cake, basically. It's like almond?
This pan that I use.
So to the cream that's going to soak into the cake, you're going to add vanilla. Yeah.
Home ec teacher. I still remember it. It's not called mixing in, it's called folding it in, as she used to say. We don't mix in with it, we fold it in.
Whatever comes out. Again, you do it by eye, you do it to your liking. That's why you usually taste as you go. That's the ghetto way to do it. Alright, so what was we talking about? Alright, so you were saying how you felt about all the scandals going on in the entertainment industry. Got it.
So I feel like it really needs to stop because now making us look, a lot of them are making us look bad. It's like, okay, you already got a sign basically. It's sticking to like stick. What is this word for this?
For what are you trying to say?
It's a sign over our head basically based on the color of our skin.
Right. So statistically, black people are looked at a certain kind of way. It depends on how exactly you say it. But statistically, black people look a certain kind of way.
Yeah.
So now, alright, so it should be mixed in gold. What you're gonna do is make a thin, even layer. like that across the top of the
$1?
cookies. Try with $1 first and see what happens. And you know me. Spread it even. You don't put too much because you don't want to block it from the liquids getting away. Alright, so how do you feel about Hassan Campbell and his character? Do you believe that he is truly a victim of Bambaataa, and also do you believe he was of age and knew exactly?
No.
Okay, also this is probably going to be the last time that this is live. Next time we're going to be pre-recorded because we're going to have intros and stuff. But again, so do you believe he's actually a victim?
Yes, I do. Because when he was not of an age where he could understand and know better.
Right.
But then I also look at it like this. There was, as he explained, kids that was of age that knew right from wrong. But then again, you gotta think about the era that they were in, and also the way it was. Moms and dads, as he explained, was basically either struggling on drugs or mom and dad wasn't home. So it's like, okay, I look at the next person that taking care of the hood. So it's like, all right, well, I can make $300 to go run to the store.
We're gonna sprinkle some of these sliced almonds over the binder. Not too much because you want the cake to still be able to stick too. Like be able to touch the binder. Alright, so now you're gonna layer slices of the pound cake on top of that. Try to make the slices as evenly thick as possible. Alright, so now what you're going to do is you're going to poke holes with the fork. The other fork I used to mix it with the thing, so it's okay. You're going to poke holes in the cake. A lot of holes, so that the milk will seep through. Then you're going to repeat the process in layers. Alright? Repeat the process in layers.
You got another glass.
So we're going to use the same spoon we put the cream with because it's all going to the same place, so cross-contamination really isn't a big deal. And we're actually going to eat this, and not giving it to someone. I'm trying to just pour it. Okay, I'll pour it. Oh, the cake is soaked up that cream. Okay. So if you notice, the cake is wet. Alright? It's supposed to be wet. Alright? Right? So it's pressed in. Now, it might not look too sexy right now, but let's be clear. It's going to taste amazing. Alright. So, now, to bind this layer with the cookies, we're going to take scoops. Yeah, where's the spoon? Inside the cheese. Alright. That's whatever. Who said you can't get a little messy, right? Shit getting real messy. So we're gonna, kind of spread a little of the thick cream, the binder, if you will, in between. I picture this being like a jailhouse recipe version of Tres Leche Cake. What? Alright, so my take on the whole situation is like this. I feel like, wealth equals power. You know what they say, like ultimate power corrupts ultimately. So basically these guys get in their head that they're invincible. That's good, you don't even know. Alright. So they get it in their head that they can just do whatever they want and get away with it because they can just pay a lawyer off. See, now you're taking it off. So you're gonna put another layer. Make sure it's nice and bonded together and put down. These can hopefully soften up too. Alright. Alright, so how I feel about it is like we the people made it possible for these guys to do what they do. And the reason why is we let people like R. Kelly get away with shit for so long. Sorry guys. Hold on one moment. Stay. We made it possible for these guys to get away with the things that they do. We made it possible by letting them get away with everything. So we gave them that belief. You know what I'm saying? We made that possible. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to add another layer for the cake to bind to on top of the second layer of lady fingers, which are cookies, by the way. Most of these ingredients you can find in damn near any grocery store. Okay? And don't worry if it looks a little sloppy or spills over, because once it starts settling, everything's going to take shape. Okay, everything's going to take shape. Once it hardens up and being put in the refrigerator. That's another reason why you add the cream cheese, because the cream cheese being mixed in, when it cools off, it's going to harden back up to hopefully close to its original texture, a bar type of texture, because it's not like whipped cream cheese. Right. Now we're going to add another layer of this pound cake. Good. Another layer of this pound cake. Smush it down. Another layer. Another layer of this pound cake. Right? Another layer of this pound cake. Right? So basically what you should see is layers of cake. If you bake the cake, obviously it'll just be two thick ass pieces of cake, but we're layering this. Right? So we're layering everything. Right. And you're going to take a little more of this cream. You're going to take a little more of this cream. And you're going to pour it in over top of this. So it has some spillover, but that's okay. Because once it starts soaking into everything, everything's nice and wet. Don't forget to poke the holes, because you want a passageway for this to go. Alright, you want a passageway for the cream to go. Be careful, don't unplug the wire. So we're going to pour a little more of this cream. Sorry. now, as everything starts combining and re-solidifying, once it goes into a cold place, it'll start to take shape, become more uniform, and become very, 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 very attractive. Alright? Especially for a fat nigga. Alright? Alright, boom. So like I was saying though, the whole scandal, I think Bill Cosby is innocent. I think R. Kelly's definitely guilty. We can't even deny that. But do I feel like they locked him up because of what he did? No, I think he wasn't following his oath to the elites. You know what I'm saying? I think he just kind of like, I think he kind of basically just went his own way. All right. Go this way. No, okay. Say hi. All right. Have a seat. All right. So I think basically, I think what he did was he stopped going along with his oath that he made, and it landed him in a very, very bad spot. You know what I mean? And I think that's basically a rundown of what happened. I need some of this for the next one. We'll make more of them. Alright, where's the almonds? Slice almonds. So by now, we made a bunch of layers of the cake. Okay? To me, you know, it could be a little messy, but it's sexy. It's really sexy. You know? Beauty's in the eye of the beholder. Here, you can decorate and show the camera. So you know, beauty's in the eye of the beholder again. So, again, R. Kelly was allowed to get away with this stuff. I think along the lines of him going to prison for 30 years, 35 years, whatever they gave him, I think the staff that was working with him should have went to prison as well for the same amount of time. His manager at the time, you know, the people who knew that were of age, go and there. The staff that knew as well, they should have all went to prison. All right. And I know, you know, we're taking a lot of pauses and stuff like that. We're doing multiple things. Kids just came home from their classes or whatever and whatnot. All right. And there's a lot of distractions going on. All right. So, basically, listening. I think that everyone involved, that whole, you know, surviving R. Kelly thing, that knew about the shit, they're snitching on themselves. And I think they made a deal to not go to prison because I think theoretically, if the statute of limitations wasn't far enough for R. Kelly to not be going to prison, then they would have been going to prison too, just to admit and they knew about the shit, right? And basically, they hadn't made a deal. And I think the government kind of played them, or the people, the parents, played R. Kelly because he wasn't able to pay them anymore. So I think what they did was they knew there's a statute of limitations on, you know, pederast behavior. Let's put it like that, because we got to be friendly with the words that we use, all right, on YouTube. I don't want to get struck down, all right? So, you know, basically, that can go in the freezer. Okay, so this is the finished product. Boom. All right? That can go in the freezer. You can still hear me? All right. So, I think that there's actually a statute of limitations, and the New York, which is one of the places that he is was on trial for, and he was found guilty in. It's 23. The age 23. You have to the age of 23 to report someone being sexually deviant with you. Okay, I'm saying that in the nicest way possible. But you know what I mean on YouTube. with that being said, basically, many of his victims would have been long past the statute of limitations. So I think the families, what they did was they added current shit, made up shit. Oh, he's not allowing them to use the bathroom. Oh, he's you know, they have to ask for permission. And my take on it, and I've said this before, and it's gonna be a very unpopular opinion, but I said this shit before. If I'm a millionaire and I have a fucking mansion, right, and I'm letting strangers into my home, I'm letting people into my house, you damn well better ask to use my restroom. Especially when I'm someone who's considered a legend, someone who's been in the game for over 2 decades, someone who may have certain items in my house that will be considered collectibles, resellable, and worth a lot of fucking dough. All right, my ass is telling you, you can't walk through my house freely. Security is gonna walk everywhere with you. First of all, I would have a specific bathroom for guests. You know what I mean? That are not the same financial status as me. And there will be nothing but the essentials in that bathroom. It seems unfair, but I don't want people stealing from my house. And that's just realistic. That's just the real. All right? Now, with that being said, though, if things were as they said it was, I definitely don't want to make the victims feel like they're not supported, right? But how do you feel as far as the whole R. Kelly situation? Before we get back into Hassan Campbell, Africa, Bambaataa, and Beast Singer. Come on, camera. Make sure you're nice and loud for me, hear you nice and clear. You gotta break out of that shell. Sorry, guys, my wife, Nefertari, is very camera shy. Alright? But go ahead. Because they're not here in front of you, actually. You gotta be nice and loud. Gotta break out of that shell. How do you feel about the whole R. Kelly, surviving R. Kelly, the whole thing where he molested Aaliyah, like, allegedly? Well, it's not alleged, he did. He admitted to certain things, you know.
Yeah, there's a lot, but I feel like a lot of the females
Nice and loud so they can hear you.
were like, some of them were being like overly dramatic. And then some of the people, I feel like nothing ever happened.
Hands.
And they made it seem like, because it was like, okay, well, it was like this, like if, like how the stimulus checks came out, and how the, what was those, loans, PPP loans, and it was like, everybody wanted to start their own business, and I got a hair business, I got food business, I got lotion business, I got sock business.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like a phase, but then when everybody started getting in trouble for it, then it's like, oh, well, now I gotta be careful with that.
How does that
If you're listening
connect?
to it, so you're right.
But how does that connect to R. Kelly's
I said it was
behavior?
like a phase. It was like one person came out and was like, oh, well.
So phase,
I was,
for clarification, is something that comes and passes. So you mean it was becoming a fad?
a fact.
Okay.
So it was like, okay, well, this one said, like, prime example. Well, when we get back to that, with the Hassan Campbell, it kind of connects into that, the Hassan Campbell and the Beast Singer thing.
Yep.
Because at first it was like, oh no, nothing ever happened. This one's lying, that one's lying. Then all of a sudden it's like, oh well, I'm a victim, and I want to be heard. I want it to be out. Oh, I never said that. But then you're going on other interviews explaining, yeah, I did say it. Yes, this did happen.
I'm asking more so and specifically to the R. Kelly situation, because we're going to get back into the Hassan Campbell, Beast Singer, Africa Bambaataa situation. Like how
It was like, okay, if one girl came out and was like, okay, yeah, this happened to me. Then when they seen, okay, that one was getting fame and they were getting the, okay, you know what? We can get money from him, because if he's going to be going to jail, he's a big artist. He got lots of songs. Lots of people know him. He's well known for being R. Kelly.
Right, and here's the thing. To those of you who feel like lying on whether it's an any entertainment person, government official, politician, whether it's like again, entertainment personality, whether it's through music, whether it's through movies, TV, YouTube, any of these platforms that allows your face to be seen all around the world, your voice to be heard all around the world. If you feel as though you need to take advantage, and if that's something you're interested in doing, and basically selling yourself, because that's what you're doing, and to the ones that were children, I'm not saying your parents will be, you're a victim, your parents are victimizers, just as much as R. Kelly or any of these sick fucks.
How could you, be that sick to sell your child?
Exactly. And again, if you feel as though you're about to do that, think again, all right? Because people are starting to wisen up. To those of you who are, because those pederast individuals, right? You're a victim too, but to a lesser extent. You're a victim because someone played off of your sick ass mentality, and used you for a come up. However, do I feel sorry for you? No, because those of you in financially elevated positions should know better than put yourself in that spot. So basically what my wife's doing as we're talking, she's making a second cake. We're not going to go through a whole description of what the fuck she's doing specifically because we already showed you guys, so follow those steps. And we'll probably redo this again, where we don't have any distractions, we're a little more organized, and you guys can get the recipe easier, and you guys can follow along better, and we'll do a step-by-step thing. We'll even have like I think what we'll do is get a dry erase board and put each step so that even if you can't follow along with what we're saying, you can keep up. Alright, so briefly, hit my Cash App, even if it's $1. Alright, I'm not begging, alright? But hit my Cash App, alright? It's Kahunaveli 1. K-A-H, alright? K-A-H-U-N-A-V-E-L-I. The number 1. K-A-H-U-N-A-V-E-L-I 1. Kahunaveli 1. The link will be in the description. Send $1. Alright? At least. Alright? Some of you, your pockets is quite hefty. Alright? And some of you, instead of giving your money to the weed man or giving your money to somebody who's already a fucking multi-billionaire, one of these places, and you're only gonna get satisfaction from whatever the hell you're buying for 30 seconds or so, a half hour or so, when I'm gonna keep providing you content, quality content, and y'all gonna see this pear-shaped body turn into a motherfucking a T-bone steak. I'm talking about straight up beefcake up in here. Y'all gonna see me get nice and buff for my wife, and you're gonna see me be able to lift her up with a pinky, goddammit. But yeah, a pinky, because I'm gonna be jacked. All right, let's keep it. I'm talking about Applejack cereal jacked. All right. All right, boom. So
You said Applejack cereal.
I think a lot of people also playing off of this cancel culture, right? Like they even tried to cancel your boy Young Pharaoh, and they couldn't do the sexual. They tried. They said, he was a pederast as well. It didn't work. It didn't stick because your boy, for one, because I listened to the story and he seemed very genuine. For one, Young Pharaoh was a minor. Okay, all right. He was 16, I believe, or 17, or between 16 and 17 when he met the girl that was underage. Okay. The mother told Young Pharaoh that she was like 16, 15, 16, and if he was 16 and she's 15, it's not a big deal, right? If she's 16, he's 17, not a big deal because they're 1 year apart. You understand what I'm saying? And even if it's 2 years apart, it's not a big deal because he's still a minor. Yes, lightly because you gotta make it to the next day. All right. All right, boom. The mother told Young Pharaoh that she was older than what she was. She told Young Pharaoh that she was older than what she was. And essentially, she wasn't. He went to jail when I guess he found out this shit was not what the fuck they told him. and basically he wasn't in jail for that though. He was in jail for like some other shit, like a gun charge or some shit, or stabbing his cousin or some shit, or trying attempt. Yeah, there it is. No, no, more of this. So he went to jail for attempting to stab his cousin, his older cousin, who was an adult at the time, or whatever the case may be, or older than him at least. Yeah, was an adult at the time, and his aunt's in jail. And then upon, while being there, he found out she was under a certain age, but he turned 18 while in jail. Okay, and 19 and 20. He was there for like I think 7 years, some shit, 6 years, some shit. So he's not a pederast. Okay, he was in an unfortunate situation that morally might seem wrong to some of you guys, but I myself, for many of my school years, were younger than some of the female counterparts by a few months to a year. My wife is a few months older than me, so she turns a year older than me before I turn the next year. So, with that being said, I don't see anything wrong with a year difference. I don't. But the whole R. Kelly shit, that's another story. R. Kelly was like fucking 40, fucking with like, borderline infants, my nigga. So, fuck R. Kelly. Love his music, but fuck him. Well, not all of his music, because some of that shit is pederast music, but it's like the pederast theme track or some shit. Soundtrack or some shit. I feel like fucking Harvey Weinstein plays R. Kelly, was playing R. Kelly on his fucking island. No, that's Epstein, right? Yeah, Epstein's island. And Harvey Weinstein raping women and shit. But I think Charlie Epstein, no, it's whatever the fuck, Epstein, whatever, he was playing R. Kelly while he was pederasting all his victims. You can add another layer of pound cake after that. Yeah, add another layer of pound cake and pour the milk in and then spray some of this one on top. Because we're really pretty much out of the ingredients.
So,
another layer of pound cake.
Another layer?
Yeah. Of pound cake, and then pour this and then spray the cream on and put it, you know what I'm saying? Alright, so, wait, there's no cookies on that.
Oh.
Add the cookies first. This shit's like glue. Alright, add cookies first. Actually, at this point, just add the cookies and then spread it with cream paste. No, you gotta pour it. No, so you gotta add another layer of cake too. So, now back to the Hassan Campbell bee sting situation. My heart goes out to, all the victims of Africa Bambaataa. I think hip hop is forever tarnished by that, and I think there's forever going to be a microscope on hip hop and entertainment in general. But hip hop being something coming out of black culture, out of the struggle, out of the pain, out of the unavailability of resources, and being invited, even though, quote unquote so-called black people are the originators of a lot of these genres. Once the Caucasian counterpart took over, you were kind of almost pushed to the side and kicked out. You know what I mean? You were kind of like pushed to the side and basically told you're not allowed to be a part of your culture. And out of that, and out of the crack, dope, and smack era came hip hop. A means to express yourself and make fun and light of the pain that you're going through. So what I would do is probably spray some cream, put another layer of pound cake, and then pour it in the fold it up. We didn't put none of these. Alright, so I just feel like Africa Bambaataa took advantage of the youth at a very sensitive time. I don't know if I believe Ronald Savage, because a lot of shit that he does is so disingenuous. For example, dissing disrespecting, violating another victim. Plus, there's certain mannerisms, and I don't know if you peeped it when we were watching the videos. Basically, he had this like twitch thing that he would do when he talked, and if you notice, he has like a slight speech impediment. Um, I noticed, you feel me? I noticed that Cuz doesn't really have that when he's dissing Hassan Campbell. Like when you're being when you're being disrespectful, all of a sudden your tics all go away. You know what I mean? Like I peeped that and I'm like, hold up, like the, you know what I'm saying? Like whoa. All right, another little pound cake and the rest of it. I'm like whoa, like like this ain't right. You know what I'm saying? This something ain't right about him. You know what I'm saying? Cause he was saying some shit along the lines like he was on some like trying to get gangster shit.
Yeah.
Like he's going to Bronxville inviting Hassan Campbell there. Like yo, pull up, you ain't around. And it's like, my nigga, we all know you're not built like that, my guy. And if you are really handy capable, I'm gonna use that term, handy capable, how the fuck you gonna fuck with a dude, you know what I'm saying, whose arms look like thighs? Yo, it sounded like that was a shot. It wasn't. It wasn't intended. What I'm saying is, Paz arms are huge as fuck. You know what I'm saying? And that shit just don't happen. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's those dudes that pump that shit in their arms, like the mineral oils and shit. It makes their arms mad big. But he was in prison. You feel me? So it's likely he was eating tuna, Jack Mac and shit, and working out. And I'm not dick riding Hodge. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. So Beast thinking you're like half this motherfucker's weight. You feel me? And you're probably a couple years older than him. He has the one up on you. It's almost like when I was watching the beef with Sarnetta, and you know, I really respect Sarnetta for bringing a conscious platform, but some of the shit he was doing was kind of like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, he was supposed to be an elder, because like, you're supposed to set the example for people my age. You know what I'm saying? The people older than me, like Haas, and the people like, you know, and you know, shit like that, right? And you're doing childish ass shit. You know what I'm saying? Though I do respect the whole conscious community, the conscious movement, I love it. You know what I'm saying? I watch it, I go study and everything like that. Poke holes and pour some cream. All right. I do appreciate Sarnetta for what he's done for the community and upliftment of black people and education. I do appreciate that. But when I seen Haas and Sarnetta face to face, when I seen that shit, I thought Hassan Campbell was gonna maul Sarnetta. I thought it was gonna be like a bear and a baby. You feel me? Like real shit.
A bear and a baby.
Look at, first of all, Sarnetta's elderly. You feel me? And he's popping shit. I know he had a hammer on him. He had to. I'm not snitching, y'all, but he had to, because you come on, you gonna pop shit with a younger dude and act like you ain't gonna get your shit rocked. It's like those cartoons with like what was it? Daffy Duck. And the fucking bomb will go off in his face and his beak spin around. I feel like if Haas snuffed that nigga's lips will hit the back of his head. You feel me? Like, you know what I mean? So, it was just one of those type of, you know, situations. I feel like these things is biting off more than he could chew. Especially fucking with Layla Wills. She's the one who did the documentary, Trapped in the Culture. It's a play off of the word trapped in the closet because Africa Bambaataa is a homo. And yeah. I'm sorry, LGBT extra community. I apologize. I'm no disrespect. You know what I'm saying? Some of you are good people. You know, some of you are good people. All right, so that could go in the freezer too. Yeah, you can if you want to. And then when this hardens up in like a few minutes or so, like half hour or so, we're gonna get into it. We're gonna eat it. All right, we're gonna eat it. All right, so I feel like Beasting is biting off oranges too. First of all, his platform is nowhere near as good as Hassan Campbell's or Layla Wills or half the people he's had in his mouth. You know, his ability to speak is nowhere near as good. And I would dare him to say anything to me. You know what I'm saying? Because listen. On your best day, even with you being connected to the Zulu Nation, connected to Africa Bambaataa, you know, being involved with all the, you know, platforms and media, huge platforms you've been involved with. You can't see me with the views, homie. You can't. You can't see me with the platform. You can't see me with the content. I'm more talented than you. I make music. My music is getting amazing views. And, by the way, I'm about to drop a project soon. So to all the viewers, you know, when it comes, you'll get the announcement. Independent. I want y'all to tune in. It's going to be fire. Also, hit the Cash App. I don't need to repeat the spelling. It'll be in the link in the description. Alright? I have a clothing brand I'm going to be working on too. So I want you guys to support, you know what I'm saying? I know, and I'm going to get back on topic, but I know that people don't like to support the Black and Latino businesses within the community and support each other and support themselves as a whole, because you feel like every time you do, you get played. Alright? It's a common belief, it's a common misconception. But listen, fucking with us and fucking with the brand that we're putting forth, the brand, you will not regret it. Alright? You're gonna get quality products. Alright? Family-owned business to be passed on to the future for the kids, our kids. Right? To not have to beg someone who doesn't really want them in their establishment, let alone work in their establishment, making money, moving up in the corporation. Where you'll work so many years in your life and you have to kiss ass like a house nigga in order to move up. And yet you still won't. Alright? And it takes you twice as long as someone who's of a fairer tone than you. And statistically that's correct. We could debate on it. So if y'all want to debate, you know, you already know. Send an invite. Alright? Send an invite. Hit me in the comments. We'll debate that and I'll body you. Huh? This? Okay, here you go. We're also gonna have a water comparison taste test video. I'm thirsty as fuck. So we're gonna pretty much hop off of this in like 2 seconds or so. And in that video, at the end of that video, our cake should be nice and fucking hardened, and we'll try it there. So tune into the following video. You know, cross promotion between videos on the same channel. Tune into that video, and basically, you'll see us taste the cake. All right. So you'll have to watch this one how to make it, and the next one to taste it. All right. So, what contribution do you think? As a Black, right? Because we use that term, because everyone uses that term. It's the most common, one of the most common terms. As a Black woman, right? What do you feel you offer to the culture, to society, and you know, to your culture?
Right.
Like what do you think? And I'm gonna say in general, the Black woman has to offer to Black culture in 2022.
Life stability.
Nice.
Life stability. Motivation. What other things?
Well, from the things that you named, right? Are these realistic things in 2022, or do you think it's a goal that Black women in the Black culture can be pushing towards? Because in my opinion, in 2022, if we had 100 Black women in a room, 60% of them to 70% of them cannot offer any of those things to the Black culture. And I love the sisters, I really do. Clearly, I do. But I just feel as though Black women have been destroyed, just as well as Black men have been destroyed. Oh, and to all of you Brazilians, Native Americans, Moors, or Moorish Americans or whatever, to Dominicans, Puerto Ricans, Haitians, Jamaicans, you're all fucking Black. Okay? Slave ancestors. Let's not get it twisted. I feel like as a culture, the women and men have been destroyed and split apart. And until the family, like the black family structure, becomes rejoined.
That's one thing. I'm gonna cut you off with that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm saying this for all black females, black males. Y'all need to start coming together. It's the truth, right?
But there has to be, it's an ego thing. It's an ego thing. It's an ego thing.
Y'all gotta get over that
divided.
because at the day you be told, just like how if you watch the movie Roots and the new series that they have on Roots, you can see how they stuck together.
Right, but here's the thing. The ego thing, again, and the damage, the systematic damage that's been put in place, plus ego, plus government assistance, all of these things take a factor where the woman feels, I don't need you, I don't have to mind you, listen to you, or obey. And when someone says you need to obey me, they take it automatically saying, oh, what am I, your slave? You understand? Oh, I ain't that bitch. Oh, fuck that. Oh, who the fuck you think you talking to? Right? That's what, okay, so me as a man, I come in the house, okay, hey baby, I need dinner on the table. How many females in 2022 like, nigga, who the fuck are you? Fuck you, go get it your goddamn self. But now you take it 2-3 generations back, and the woman will have a hot meal. Hold up. We're talking generally. We're talking in general. But look at what you got upset just now.
I didn't get upset.
Just prove my point.
I didn't get upset because I was gonna say what I was gonna say was.
Go ahead.
If they're real females, and they were raised the right way,
which more often than not they're not, because the mothers have been raising their children with the system. Look at how upset you just got just now.
Because it's not the point of getting upset over what you're saying. It's you cutting me off because you're not allowing me to say what I'm saying.
But you feel that way, and that's ego.
It's not that, but it's
because we're having a conversation, we're having a dialogue.
We're having a conversation, but you asked me a question.
Point exactly.
You asked me a question, but you didn't even let me finish answering.
Let me make something clear right here, and it's going to sound very misogynistic, but this is the clear case of women not staying in their position and want to be treated equal, but they don't. Women don't want to be treated equal.
Okay,
they want to be treated. Women don't want to be equal. See, women want all the rights of a man without the consequences of those rights. And then on top of that, they want more than the rights of a man simply because they are women. They want to be, instead of here with the man, they want to be here. Okay? Instead of here with the man, they want to be here. And you just proved that point because in a normal conversation, people cut each other off sometimes. And we're not arguing, we're debating. So it shouldn't be a problem. And for me answering, because you did cut me off a few times, and you go back and watch the video, you're going to see you cut me off. Alright? But what I was saying is 90% of the women were not raised right. And 90% of them think a real woman is a certain different thing. The feminist movement done fucked that up. And mind you, the feminist movement is not for the black woman. Trust me when I tell you. Because as soon as women get into a certain position, the white woman can go turn around and say, go fuck yourself. Okay? And leave the black man with the black woman where he was at. Right? Now, even though there are white people who fight alongside black people in the struggle, right? A white man can go turn around and say, that's awesome. Can go turn around and say, I'm white when the shit hits the fan. I don't gotta play this part. But a black man can't peel his fucking skin off and say, I'm not gonna be black no more. You understand what I'm saying? They can cover it up by speaking Spanish after. Okay? Or cover it up by speaking Creole. Well, no, Spanish, and say, nope, not black. Dominican, nope, not black. Speak Portuguese and say they're Brazilian, right? These things, and you might get away with certain things. But in the eyes of people who really don't like you, you're still a nigga. Henceforth, shout out to Jay-Z with that song Still Nigga, because he was talking that shit. Yeah, again, like I was addressing you guys, the viewers. This is us showing that people of color, neuromelanated people, this is how you keep the family together. You do shit like this together. Even if it's an impromptu video. What is that? My wife put a K for Kahunaveli on like a dessert that she just made. All right, so getting super thirsty, so we're about to cut the video. But I want to end this video with a message, right? I know we didn't quite get back to the Hassan Campbell Beast thing or Africa Bambaataa thing. I would probably drop a video about that. I'm sorry. Also, show the viewers. I feel as if we will never get ahead as a culture without the Holy Trinity, the true Holy Trinity. Man, woman, child, father, mother, child. Period. Okay? Until the family is brought back together, works together, strives, a woman can humble herself to the man instead of making the man feel like less than a man in some cases, because the government in some cases is financially more adequate, right? You feel me? Than the man. And so the woman says, fuck you, I don't need you, right? The woman has to stop doing that. The woman also has to understand that there is a certain position a man has to play as the king in his castle. But the man also has to understand, sometimes you gotta be delicate with a woman. Women think with emotion, not logic. Therefore, you have to understand, sometimes what's logical to you, because you analyze the situation, may not make sense to them. And your household, as well as a protector, as well as a king, they need a nurturer and a queen. Okay? So, women gotta start acting like queens. No, I'm saying in general, right? Like the goddesses they claim to be. Okay? And I know it's not my business, but we all seen it here publicly with the young Pharaoh situation with Golden Beauty. No disrespect to you, queen, but you played yourself, and you played this man who been building his platform, busting his ass. We haven't seen literal video footage of him beating your ass. We didn't. Truthfully, we did not. And you have a lot of these pussy ass men, right? Bitch ass niggas who sat in the comment section. I seen it. And I'm not dick riding young Pharaoh. I'm not always on his side with everything. I don't always agree with everything he does. But we have bitch niggas in the comment section because they probably wanted to smash Golden Beauty, right? And probably smash his other baby mother, right? Talking about, oh, you beat her ass, you saw. But because there was a video where he kicked her out the house and she was in the car bitching and crying. But realistically, that doesn't mean he hit her. She could have been doing all that shit for attention. There are women who do that shit, who bug out and scream so that people around hear because they don't want to hear what you have to say, or because they want their point to get across and they want their way and they can't get it, so they do what a child does and scream loud. And you tell them to stop, and they scream louder. You tell them to sit down, they scream even louder. And they act the fucking fool in public because that's the only place they can act like that. So a female does that as a means to weaponize police, weaponize the neighbors, weaponize people down the street, weaponize people in public. And that shit has to stop. Because in the black culture, for every man, there's 3 to 4 women. That means men are outnumbered. And it's made even more grossly apparent that the black community is suffering because of that, because at least 50% of those men are locked the fuck up, or killing each other, or don't have a job, or poisoning the community. Alright? So, you know, basically, Golden Beauty is a prime example of a woman not acting queen like or goddess like. She threw a fucking tantrum because she couldn't get away. Then she kept young Pharaoh's kids from her. Then she tried to put this nigga in jail. And young Pharaoh seems to be a righteous brother. I could be wrong. I wasn't there. But I did, just as well as I didn't see him not beat her ass, I didn't see him beat her ass. So I have to say, based off of seeing black women in the community, 1 second. Growing up in the hood. utilizing the leftovers, not putting it to waste. And it's delicious. Alright. Alright, basically, again, this is spoiled shit. This is the shit I was just talking about. Weaponizing the police doesn't help. It only further divides us. As I'm talking about, I'm kind of straightening things up. Moving it out the way because we're going to do this water comparison, taste test combination on the next video. Alright, let's put that there. Basically, let me cut this short because I'm thirsty as shit and I'm ready to do this next video. Listen. To all the putter ass subscribers, please find the nearest cliff with jagged spikes below and accidentally trip off. Right? So basically all the Epsteins in the world, please do us all a favor. Stay the fuck away from our kids. Because if you come near mine, okay, it's gonna be a very, very, very bad situation. Shit, they wouldn't even be able to put me on the goddamn news. The shit would be so gruesome. They'd be like, God damn. Okay, you can't even put this nigga on the news. Hold on now. That shit good as a motherfucker, baby. Thank you. Very good to have. And this is why, your boy got to go hit the gym. All right. Now, to all of you clout chasers out there, those of you who lie about being molested and touched and being victims of that, please stop. Because you're discrediting those who really have been touched.
Yeah, I know it's good. I know you are.
To those of you women who are not acting in accordance in the home, you have children that are watching this. You have young boys who are going to grow up and end up with a woman like that. And if you don't want... What? You have nephew pudding. The leftovers are our version of tres leche cake. Basically, you crush it all up together and make a similar to a banana pudding type of pudding. It's delicious. Try it. Those of you women, you set the example for both the boys and the females. The boys look at you to determine what they want to look for and aspire to have as a wife. For your daughters, you teach them how to become wives. Humble yourself. Being subservient to your man doesn't make you weak. It doesn't make you his slave. It doesn't make you a hoe. It don't make you a bitch. Men, be gentle with your wives. Cuddle your wives. Laugh and joke. Kiss your wife. Snuggle your wife. Show your wife some gentleness and compassion. Alright? It's not all about trying to act tough in front of your wife, walking down the street, holding your nuts. Yeah, let your nuts hang with the niggas on the block. But make sure you make it home safe to your kids and your wife. Sometimes it's okay to leave the block alone and leave that wife alone. You understand? So I just wanted to drop another positive message. With that being said, though, tune into the next video. And we thank y'all for joining us, tuning in to the first, even though it was an ass of technical difficulties, bloopers and pausing in between talking. And we were all over the fucking place. We did make something delicious out of it, though. Thank you for tuning in to the first episode of Cooking with Kahunaveli, featuring my wife and co-host.
Nefertari.
Tune in again. Oh, tune into the next video. And by the way, hit my Cash App.
Cash App.